The third part of the judgment regarding the leading case Laxmikant Pandey vs. Union of India in the year 1991 was delivered by the Supreme Court bench consisting Chief Justice Ranganatha Mishra, Justice M.H. Kania and Justice Kuldeep Singh. So, the very case was decided in the year 1991, a cornerstone of India's jurisprudence on inter-country adoption procedure is a critical follow-up to the 1984 predecessing judgment. This 1991 judgment of the Supreme Court available as address the practical challenges faced by child welfare agencies in implementing the court mandated guidelines, thereby refining the legal framework to better serve the welfare of children. The court meticulously balanced the operational needs of these agencies with the paramount principle of the child's best interest, leading to significant modifications that continue to influence adoption. So, the very background of the case following the Supreme Court comprehensive judgment of 1984 by the bench consisting Justice P. N. Bhagavati in the same case, which established a detailed procedure for adoption of Indian children by foreign parents. Several licensed child welfare agencies approached to the court again. They filed a writ petition seeking modification to these procedures, arguing that certain stipulations were creating practical hurdles, increasing cost, and at times acting against the very interest of the children they were meant to protect. This 1991 decision of the court is regarding the issue that before the court. So the very plea for procedural reform, that is the core issue before the Supreme Court, was whether the procedure for inter-country adoption laid down in its 1984 judgment required modification. The petitioners, including various welfare agencies, raised several specific points of the court's consideration: whether adopted children should be allowed to retain their Indian citizenship until they reach the age of majority, whether the process of obtaining a birth certificate for an adopted child could be simplified, whether the governments could offer placing children with Indian families should be quashed, whether agencies should be given a fair hearing, Suka's notice before their registration is cancelled, whether the establishment of the Central Adoption Resource Agency should be stayed, whether the expenses allowed for the child care should be revised upwards to meet rising costs. Finally, whether a rule should be made for the transfer of children from statutory homes to recognized agencies for placement. So, the legal principles that were analyzed under as this leading case judgment of 1991, Article 31 of the Constitution of India, which grants the Supreme Court the power to issue writs to enforce fundamental rights, forming basis of its jurisdiction to hear the petition. Further, the President of Laxmikant Pandey judgment of 1984, the court's own earlier judgment served as the foundation text or the foundational text with the current petition seeking modification of it. Then the law relating to the overreaching principles central to family and child law dictated that any procedural modification must ultimately serve the best interest of the child, as also principle of natural justice, the very concept of fair hearing, that is a part of the principle of ad alterum partem, was central to the issue of agency license cancellation. So the court's verdict, as the Supreme Court analyzed its fair individually, delivering a nuanced judgment that partly allowed and partly dismissed the petitioner's request. So, on the issue of child citizenship, the court rejected the plea to allow adopted children to retain Indian citizenship until majority. It reasoned that such a provision would run counter to the need of quick assimilation and act as a barrier to the early cementing of the adopted child into the adoptive family. The focus was on ensuring the child fully integrates into their new family and country without ambiguity. And regarding the birth certificate, acknowledging the practical difficulties, the court approved a simplified process. It held that a birthright could be obtained based on an application from the sponsoring agency supported by an affidavit. A local magistrate was empowered to approve these particulars, and the certificate would be granted only after the adoption was finalized, allowing for the inclusion of foreign adoptive parents' names. This eliminated the need for two separate certificates for legal professionals. So also on the quota system, the court clarified that Government of India never intended to fix a rigid quota for placing children with Indian families as a condition for renewing an agency's license. The intent was to ensure that registered societies demonstrated genuine involvement in the process of adoption, not merely meet a numerical target. And regarding agency recognition, upholding the principle of natural justice, the court agreed that an agency must be granted an opportunity to be heard before its registration or license is cancelled. This ensures fairness and administrative stability. And on central adoption resource agency, the court rejected the stay on central adoption resource agency formation. It endorsed the agency as a useful agency and an organization of primacy that would help create a healthy regulated system and prevent unhealthy competition among adoption agencies. And on financial viability, recognizing the general rise in the cost of living, the apex court allows a 30% escalation in the scale of expense that agencies could recover. However, it rejected the request for a 10% annual escalation, suggesting instead that matter be reviewed every 3 years. And regarding transfer of children, the court refused to establish a blanket rule for transferring children from statutory homes to recognized agencies. It noted that may state-run homes juvenile boards were not functioning properly and some agencies lacked adequate child care facilities. However, it permitted a case-by-case approach. A recognized agency could request a transfer and the juvenile court or board could approve it after considering the child's best interest. The possibility of quick adoption and the facilities available at the agency. So, the Supreme Court partly allowed the writ petition, demonstrating judicial responses to the practical realities of implementing its own guidelines by making targeted modification to procedures concerning birth certificates, agency regulation, and expenses while upholding the core principles of child welfare and assimilation. The court refined the framework for inter-country adoption, making it more robust and effective. So, in essence, the 1991 judgment in Laxmikant Pandey vs. Union of India serves as a crucial course correction. It streamlined administrative process for adoption agencies, reinforced the principles of natural justice in their regulation, and provided for their financial sustainability. At the same time, it firmly prioritized the child's seamless integration into the adoptive family over dual citizenship and endorsed the creation of a central regulatory body, that is CARA, to oversees the entire process, ensuring a more organized and child-centric adoption ecosystem in India. So, the ruling is essential regarding several reasons such as the dynamic nature of law. It showcases how law is not static and how the judiciary can adopt and refine its own directives based on real world setback. And also it reflects the balancing act. It is a master class in balancing procedural requirements with the ultimate goal of welfare legislation. And also it reinforces the principle that in all matters concerning children, their welfare and best interest are the supreme consideration. Finally, as it was laid down, so the very case, along with its 1984 predecessor judgment, found the bedrock of modern inter-country adoption law and the creation of the very agency that was recognized even by the apex court in its 1991 judgment, and that is the Central Adoption Resource Agency. So, hereby we would like to conclude our third part, or the most relevant part, that was delivered in the 1991 judgment, consisting the then Chief Justice Ranganatha Mishra, Justice M.H. Kania, and Justice Kuldev Singh of the Apex Court bench.